Seeing the MC blush and be shy around girls for no reason at all can be so cringy. That's why in this video we'll be talking about the top 10 romance anime where the MC isn't shy. Number 10, Wolf Girl and Black Prince.
濡れてんだろ。もっとこっち傾けろ。
お言葉ですけど、私の方もギリギリなんだけど。
ああ、そう。いいんだけどね。俺は別に彼氏役降りても。
Starting off with a series that's pretty questionable, especially when it comes to the main lead. What happened here is that our girl Erica tried bragging to her friends that she had a boyfriend and even showed them a picture, but it turns out it was just a random guy. So what happens when she meets that exact person? Well, in exchange for him not telling everyone her secret, she has to become his dog.
でも、女に不自由してないって言ってたよね。
不自由はしてない。
What makes this series so interesting is the fact that both the main characters are far from perfect. I mean, the guy is literally a sadist and the girl is a complete liar. Because of that, there is this chemistry between both characters that makes the show very interesting to watch. There are also a ton of other members of the cast that will definitely entertain you. Number 9, Girlfriend, Girlfriend.
避けないなりにせめて2人だけを好きで居続ける努力はしたいんだ。
直哉。
And you probably have watched a ton of harem anime where the girls like the guy, but they don't technically become his girlfriend. Well, this one's different because it follows our boy Naoya, who finally managed to pick up the girl of his dreams named Saki Saki, his childhood friend. But more girls like Nagisa come into his life, and instead of being a shy simp, he faces them straight on and makes them all his girlfriend. Ah, what a Chad.
ここは俺が守る。
Honestly, this show knows what it is. It's a complete parody of an anime, and to be fair, it's a breath of fresh air. It's not cringy to watch at all, and there are some genuinely hilarious moments. It's trash, but it's good trash. Everything that happens is unbelievably stupid and unrealistic, and that's why you don't have to worry that much. You can just enjoy it. Number 8, My Senpai is Annoying.
奥さんじゃダメなんすか。
Speaking of series that you can enjoy without thinking too much, My Senpai is Annoying is another one of those. We follow a saleswoman named Futuba who is hopelessly falling in love with a gigantic senpai named Takeda. He usually teases her, but is always there when she needs help. With a gentle giant and an angry gremlin, how can these two realize that they both like each other?
ちょっとだけ見直しました。
まあ、五十嵐も特殊なタイプには女性と。
It's so refreshing to finally see adults fall in love, but at the same time, it somehow feels familiar because the way the characters act follows certain tropes from high school rom-coms. Almost all the characters here are likable, and everyone can root for a couple that they like. The animation, even though simple, adds a lot to the series' atmosphere and overall feel. Just try it out and you'll know what I mean. Number 7, Tsuki ga Kirei.
かな。
すごいいいと思う。
ありがとう。
We all know high school love isn't always easy, and there's always bound to be some drama, but this series sucker punches you with that exact scenario. You see, Kotaro and Akane are in their final year of their junior high, and luckily, they end up in the same class. They eventually fall in love, but as time passes, they realize that falling in love isn't always full of rainbows and butterflies.
小太郎の彼女がちょっと
彼女かはあこれかお前の
You might be surprised that this is an anime original, and what's even more surprising is the fact that it's good. The pacing's nice, and the way the story develops is easy to digest too. You won't even feel that it's rushed. It's just enough that you manage to understand everything that's happening. I mean, you have to, with just how confusing and chaotic things can be when two high schoolers fall in love. Number 6, My Little Monster.
俺だって雫が好きだ。正直卑猥なことを考えました。
そんなことぶっちゃけなくていい。
This is basically Wolf Girl and Black Prince, but the female lead gets to fight back and the male lead is as dumb as a brick. You see, our girl Shizuka only cared about her grades, but that was until she met Haru, a delinquent who fell in love with her. She becomes his friend and he confesses, and because neither of them has any experience when it comes to love, things become harder than they seem.
なんだお前家でも勉強してんのか
どうしよう。目のやり場が。
Overall, the entire anime is really simple. You have a smart girl and a delinquent boy falling in love, but that's what's so good about it. I found myself enjoying just how crazy their personalities were, and it kept me wondering just how these two would last long. Some scenes are pretty funny too, which adds to the series' charm. It can be annoying, but what can you expect? They're realistic because in real life, love's totally confusing and chaotic. Number 5, Skip to Loafer.
たまに先払いのとこもあるよ。
そうなんだ。真に受けない真に受けない。島くんはみんなに優しい。
We've seen a delinquent and a nerd get into a relationship, but now it's time for the country girl to shine. Our girl Mitsumi went to Tokyo to enroll in a well-known high school, and she's pretty confident that things are going to work out well. But that was until she ended up being late on the first day and even got lost. The only bright side to things is that he met Sasuke, and this chance encounter is going to change her entire life.
おお、行くね。
So why does no one talk about this anime? How is a show this good completely underrated? I mean, from the animation alone, it already has this Kimi no Todoke vibe around. And not to mention, it's so wholesome. Each character has a backstory, and as the story progresses, you can relate to them more bit by bit. That just goes to show why this is a hidden gem. Number 4, the foolish angel dances with the devil.
お待たせいたしました、お嬢様。何なりとご命令ください。くそー！体が言うことを聞かない！何ペコペコしてんだよ！
And we're not done with weird pair-ups, because this time a literal angel and devil fall in love. Yep, if you thought the title was hypothetical, then you're completely wrong, because our boy Akutsu was sent to Earth after hell lost against heaven. He disguised himself as a high school student to recruit someone that has the ability to help the demons win. But little did he know, there was already an angel in the very class he was in.
私、最近体が凝っておりまして、その中でも特に全部が深刻な状態でございます。深刻なのは俺の頭だ！
The moment I saw that the angel in this anime was completely crazy and not your typical shy, wholesome character, I was hooked. The comedy is top-notch and it feels like a Romeo-Juliet story with more spice and drama. The studio did a great job at adapting the series, especially since I assume that the budget here is not that high. If you like anime like 86 or Love is War, watch this. Number 3, I'm in love with the villainess.
いつまでも守られてばかりではいられませんわ。私だって戦えますだよ。また変な妄想をして。
I'm just noticing that there's a pattern here, and this wasn't intentional at all. And you know what's even crazier? The next one is almost the same. Rei was an office worker who got transported into her favorite Otame game as its heroine after she died of overworking. She immediately confesses to the villainess and tries to win her heart no matter what. But can she do it, especially since 3 guys also want to be with her?
すごいかっこいい美しい。やっぱり大好きですクレア様。
Yuri fans, rejoice! We did it! This is technically a Yuri series, and not gonna lie, I'm already too deep into the series. You'll be amazed at just how fleshed out and well built the world of anime is, and the character designs definitely stand out. But what does make it a bit different from your typical Yuri series is that the relationships are a bit more mature. Number 2, A Galaxy Next Door.
俺と付き合ってみませんか？俺たち
私たち。
付き合っているのか？
Now, there's no literal galaxy next door. You can only find that in Gurren Lagann. This anime is all about Icharu, who's taking care of his siblings after their father passed away. He works as a manga artist, and when more bad luck arrives, his life starts to turn around when he meets Chiori. Because of one unexplainable event, both of them are now engaged, and he'd be crazy not to want that. So is there actually a galaxy next door? Nah, who knows?
起きてください。
お気になさらずです。
いや気にするわ
If you're tired of high school romance anime, then this one's for you because the adult romance here is one of the best I've ever seen. The way they get married is kind of weird at first, but as you watch the series, it'll slowly make sense. I also like just how Icharu becomes a dependable older brother to his sisters, and there are no signs of incest whatsoever. Number 1, why Raeliana ended up at the Duke's mansion.
レリアナ本当に申し訳ないそなたがあれほど望んでいたドラゴンではなくてどんなにか期待していただろうに
And last but not least, we have an anime with a literal question as its title. Rinko gets reborn in a character she read as Raeliana. She's destined to die. So, to avoid that fate, she gets to know the novel's male MC. And to force him to become her fiancé, she essentially blackmails him. But what she didn't know is that he's a lot crazier than he first seemed.
いつ私が泣き叫んだってそもそも誤解させるようなことをしたのはそっちでしょ
すまない
Even if you might think this is just another isekai romance anime that has a pretty boring plot, you're as wrong as a lolly fan trying to justify why he likes lollies. The animation's solid, but the one aspect of the anime that takes the cake is the plot. Everything's so well written and the plot twists always get you. Because of that and more, why Raeliana ended up at the Duke's mansion is number 1 in our list of the top 10 romance anime where the MC isn't shy.